Input lag and latency. These are the two biggest criticisms against cloud gaming ever since its conception by OnLive nearly a decade ago. And to this day, it's still the biggest concern when it comes to platforms like Stadia, xCloud, PlayStation Now, GeForce Now, and the rest. Now, if you're wondering what input lag and latency are, basically, long story short, it's the delay between you pressing a button and seeing that action being displayed on your screen. And to be fair, it's a very valid concern to have. Some games can be considered unplayable with too much input lag. But one thing is for sure, and that's that Google is not shying away from talking about latency or input lag. If anything, they're challenging it head on by the way they've been announcing their games. When Google Stadia was officially revealed, one of the first game announcements they had was Doom Eternal, a game recognized for its moment-to-moment gameplay and fast-paced action. So fast, in fact, that staying still in that game is probably the worst idea you could have. Google made it very clear with that announcement that they are confident in their capabilities of bringing an amazing gameplay experience to the Stadia platform. And it certainly doesn't end there, because another game that was announced for Stadia was Mortal Kombat 11. And as anyone who plays the fighting game genre knows, input lag can kill that genre completely. And if you weren't aware, both of these games are the ones that they're taking from event to event to show off Stadia to the public. They are very clearly trying to send a message. And that message has been heard loud and clear. That latency and input lag isn't the issue that Stadia faces. I mean, you can tell just by looking on Twitter and seeing the reactions to big gaming events when people have had hands-on with Stadia. It's been nothing but overall praise. You're hard-pressed to find a negative comment of somebody who actually played it. And the best part of it is to see the gaming outlets that once doubted it because of the masses have to backtrack. Look at IGN, a company that felt even scared to say something remotely positive of their Gamescom Stadia experience.
So then I try it out and I'm like, oh my god, this thing might be good.
All right, Destin Legary putting his life on the line there to say Google Stadia is it. Maybe, I don't know, I don't care.
I didn't say that.
So much so that they couldn't help but make jokes about it because they know the majority of the gaming community is completely against the idea of streaming games. Many people are gonna be shocked the first time they load up a game on Stadia and realize that there's little to no input lag. It's very clear that Google wants this to succeed and that they're not afraid of adding games that would normally be ruined by latency onto the service. I mean, let's take a look. Just thinking of certain genres that would be heavily impacted by input latency. First up, there's shooters, and there we have Doom and Wolfenstein Youngblood. How about racing games? We have Grid and The Crew 2. Fighting games, Mortal Kombat 11 and Samurai Showdown. Another game worth mentioning is Thumper, which is all about response time, so input lag would absolutely kill that game. And there's plenty of other examples on this list that could easily fit in, but I'm mentioning those that I think would be the most impacted by having latency problems. So overall, I don't think Stadia is going to have an issue when it comes to latency or input lag. With that said, you do need a reliable connection and meet the recommendations Google has put out. But I feel safe in saying that Google has tested this all out enough to know that they can provide a great gaming experience to the countries that they support. With that said, I am curious to test out the latency myself on non-Stadia controllers and keyboard and mouse. Expect a video on that come November once the Founders Editions have all shipped and I've received mine. Now, to answer a few questions on what you can do for the best possible Stadia experience, well, there's a couple of things you can do right now. First off, purchase a Stadia controller if you don't mind using a gamepad. The controller was specifically designed to combat latency by connecting directly to Google servers and the internet. That means there's no response delay between you, your hardware, and then Google. It's just directly to Google and back. And the second thing you can do is use a wired connection whenever possible. If you plan on using your Chromecast Ultra, then use it directly connected to your router if possible. Seriously, this will make a world of a difference. Having a reliable, consistent connection throughout your gameplay is going to make sure you get the smoothest possible gameplay experience. Not only that, but you shouldn't be getting resolution bumps up and down as long as you're connected directly to your router. This comes from personal experience using GeForce Now. Having my Shield TV connected directly to the internet made that experience so much better and more enjoyable that it's got me very hyped for Stadia's release. And don't get me wrong, it was still a very playable experience on Wi-Fi, but I did have moments where I saw a bit more artifacting and some latency issues, but these were one-off moments that were completely eliminated once I connected directly to my router. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to keep up with the latest and greatest on Stadia. I hope to see you join the Gen S family and see you around in future videos. Anyways, until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds. Peace.